Okay, we're going to start. Everyone's ready? I would normally stand up, but I've hurt my knee, so I'm going to sit down. I will stand up occasionally and mingle. So, anyone here has seen me speak before? No, a couple of you have. Couple? Yeah, so only two. So just a quick bit of background about me and what I do. 6 years ago, I was vegan, but not a very healthy vegan. I've been vegan for about 7-8 years. I was a bit of a junk food vegan, if you know what that is. I was also incredibly stressed out, and I was also very overweight, and I found myself having all the symptoms of primary progressive MS. And I kept going to the doctors, even though I was already kind of into natural health, but I just wanted them to tell me what it was so I could, get better. And they had no idea what was wrong with me. They kept saying, well, we've cleared you for MS, and I was having all the symptoms. I was blacking out, I couldn't move my leg, and it was getting worse every day, like all these neurological symptoms. And they were like, well, we could think it's a brain tumour, but it's not that. We don't know what's wrong with you, go away. And I was just like, at 26 at the time, I was just like, what do you mean, go away? They're just like, we don't know what to do, don't know how to help you. I was like, great, thanks. So I'll just go and get a wheelchair, shall I, and just veg out and do nothing. I was waiting, give me some drugs for the pain, if you like. And in that moment, I was just like, well, sod you then, I'm going to get myself better. And whatever it is they told me, I wanted to do it myself naturally anyway. But in that moment, I was just like, right, that's it. I'm going to cure myself. And being vegan, I'd kind of heard about raw food being bantered around, and then people, having cancer and diabetes and curing themselves. I thought, well, if they can do it, there must be something in it for me as well. I had no idea what I was really doing. I just kind of researched it, got a couple of books, started doing things on YouTube, and just slowly started feeling a lot better. I even started eating meat for a while because people said, oh, it's because you're being vegan, that's why you're ill. But I just felt really sick. It felt ethically wrong. It just didn't work for me. But as soon as I started juicing, alkalizing, cutting things like grains, sugar, I was eating a lot of gluten, a lot of sugar, I instantly started feeling a lot better. So I wasn't 100% raw, but I was mostly raw, cut out most of the grains. Within 7 months of doing that, and as soon as I was alkalizing, I could move and I could stretch, I was then able to do a triathlon. 7 months later with absolutely no symptoms whatsoever, tons of energy, I'd lost 2.5 stone in weight, and that was it. That was good. I was like, way, it's really good. But I was also quite angry. I was like, oh my God, what if I'd listened to the doctors, and what if all these other people? And at the time I was doing lots of body work, and I had lots of clients that actually had MS who were literally paralyzed from the neck down in wheelchairs. And I was just like, oh my God, I could have been one of those people. And I just kind of took it on myself and thought, I need to show other people what they can do. Now, obviously, you look pretty healthy, which is good. You're not going to be that bad. But prevention is better than cure. And I just want to be able to share the message of people of like, firstly, why are we getting sick? And second of all, you don't have to be sick, and you can cure yourself very easily. And the first thing to stop is your nutrition. It can make a big, big difference. I was actually living in Cornwall back then, and then I moved to London. But London, I think, is actually harder because it's so toxic. The stress levels are through the roof for most people. Work-wise, when you're traveling, it's a lot longer and a lot more tiring. And also the toxicity in the environment, I think, is a lot more. So I think in London, you have to be even healthier, I think, than if you're living in the countryside and, having fresh food all the time. So I want to share with you, basically, we know what we need to do in our bodies. You already know what to do. You're not stupid. You know what to do. You know when you eat something that's not so good for you because you just don't feel right. And sometimes you can just be a little bit blocked. For instance, your body knows really deep down you feel guilty about it, or you just feel that this isn't quite right, but you still do it anyway because of social pressure, because it's like a normal routine. But actually in your gut, I want to eat better, and that's why you're here tonight, isn't it? Yeah? Maybe that's why you've been researching raw food or vegan food for a while. And sometimes it can take years of thinking about it before you actually make a difference. And I've been vegan now for about 10 years. And my family now are like, oh, we're going to go vegan. I've been hopping on about it for a long time because they're realizing that actually is better for them. And as soon as you start doing it, you feel the difference. And then you try and go backwards and your body's like, what? Don't like this. You really notice a big difference. With animals, they have a really good instinct, don't they? If they're sick, what do? They go and, they stop eating. They have a rest. They go off their food for a little bit maybe. They go and find a herb. It's like cows and horses are great. They go and find a herb. Dogs quite often eat grass and make themselves throw up on purpose. So they have this innate intuition that they know what to do. If cats are going to die, they go off somewhere nice and quiet and just die because they know that's what's going to happen. And as humans, we've lost that ability. If there's something wrong with us, we go to the GP and the GP goes, oh, take some drugs to suppress the symptoms, go away, don't make any changes. And we kind of get used to being in this thing and just living in our heads the whole time rather than listening to your body. It's like, what is your body actually telling you? Is it that you're tired? Is it that you're thirsty? You can imagine if you went to the doctor and they said, you know what, I think you should start drinking 2 litres of pure water every day. What do you think would happen? Yeah, or maybe you should think about changing your diet, or maybe you're intolerant to something, just going, perhaps more plant-based and going vegan for a month might do something. There's actually a few doctors in America now that when they have heart patients, so like, severe diabetes, heart problems, heart disease, that kind of stuff, they're putting people on a vegan diet, not even raw, but vegan diet, and people are curing themselves. They don't need surgery and they're getting better within a few months. It's quite amazing. So to get into this intuition, we need to relax. That's the key thing. And I do feel that in London, we're living in a completely different state of anxiety than most people in the rest of the country. When I go home and visit my family in Cornwall, everyone's like, yeah, it's chilled out. It's like, mañana, yeah, it's a bit like that. Come to London, everyone's like running around, it's the craziness. And even if you've got a relatively relaxed job, you're still going to pick up on that energy. So I wanted to kind of bring you from up here, back down to here, where you can actually start listening to your body. And everybody's different. Now, I've been on this journey for about 6 years now, and everybody is different, and I've tried different diets. Everyone's like, oh no, you have to eat 30 bananas a day. And then everyone's like, oh no, you shouldn't eat any sugar at all, not even fruits. Nothing, it should be greens every day. And then everyone's like, oh, I need to juice all the time. And there's loads of different things going on all the time. And I was like, okay, should I try this? And I try that, and that doesn't quite work, and that felt okay, but not that one. And I was like, I'm really confused. There's so many expert opinions out there. What is, which one's right? And slowly, I was just like, actually, I just want to listen to my own body and what I do. And actually, if I look at some of the people, like the 80-10-10 people and the 30 banana a day, they live in California, Australia, Costa Rica, where they have fresh bananas every day. And also, they're athletes, they're burning like 6,000 calories a day. It's very different to someone living in the middle of London, which is freezing cold, where you don't get fresh fruit, and also maybe you're not burning 6,000 calories a day. You're sitting down at a desk all day. So everyone's nutritional needs are very different. So what I would like to share with you today, instead of going, this is what you should eat, this is what worked for me, it's going to work for you, everybody's completely different. We're on completely different journeys. Because I've been vegan for a long time, I was able to do the raw thing a lot quicker than most people. If you're on a normal sad diet, so to speak, and you transition, you're going to go through all sorts of detoxing stuff, and you're going to probably feel pretty ill for a while. It's completely different journeys. So my big thing is transition really slowly, listen to your body, and do what's right for you, and not what just somebody else tells you to do. So for instance, I could tell you, okay, right, I love avocados, can eat 10 avocados a day, and you might feel really sick. It might not work for you. Some people don't agree with bananas, so saying, okay, 30 bananas a day for you would be really good. Everybody is different, and everyone's at different stages. And yes, it can be awkward sometimes. I had a Christmas meal once with a smoothie. I was ribbed for about 3 weeks, and I was like, I don't care. This is what's right for my body. I do not want a Christmas lunch. This is what I need. This is what my body needs, and my body feels better. And, other people might give you a lot of pressure and a lot of stick. I get ribbed a lot just for being vegan sometimes, let alone even being the raw. But I'm just like, well, I'm not the one that's going to have to deal with my digestion for the next few days, so thank you very much, but I'm just going to do this. And remember that if you are getting stick from other people, quite often it's just because they feel guilty about their own diets. And that's why they're mean to you. So just again, they must be feeling really bad right now because they're teasing me. And eventually then I'll start asking questions. So what is it you do, and how do you do that? So everybody's different. There is no one diet, I think, for one person. And I also believe that, our nutritional needs are different. Seasonally is really important as well. Like, you want to eat differently, don't you, when it's freezing cold? Versus, obviously, there's this amazing guy here, can eat cold food in the winter, that's great, I can't. My body's just like, everything has to be warm in the winter. I'm that cold person, really, I should be living in Costa Rica. It just doesn't suit me. Everybody is different, the food is very different, seasonal food, I think we should try and eat as seasonally as possible. Apple season is great, that's what suits our body because that is what is around. Yes, we can have pineapples and avocados and stuff, which technically are in season, from another country. But really, in winter, I don't touch cucumbers, because it's very cooling. I don't drink coconut water, any of that kind of cooling stuff. I just avoid it because it makes my body feel really cold. So if you're one of those cold people who needs those nourishing food, the last thing you want to do, if I have salads, I mix in like a couple of things that are warm, and then it just makes the whole thing really nice and warm. If I have raw food, I make it all warm. I'm doing a raw food class at the end of the month where everything is warm. So you can still eat healthily, but it's just warm. So there are ways you can do it. So listen to your own body, listen to the seasons, listen to what food is out there. If you do eat seasonally, you end up eating very different things rather than the same thing all the time. Rotating things around, I think it's probably not great for us really to eat the same thing all the time. My grandparents used to eat at the same time, same thing, every day, every week, roast on a Sunday, fish on a Friday, it's so regimented. Kind of worked for them, but they end up dying of, diabetes and, heart things and cancer, but hey. So I'd like you to invite you today to just listen to your bodies, accept that everybody is different, and it's in a bit of an investigation. It's trial and error. It's not going to be perfect for the rest of your life. You are going to make mistakes, but it's okay because it kind of goes like this. It's up and down transitions. The other day I was at a friend's house and they were Indian and they're really pushy and they're like, oh, you have to eat this thing that we made you, otherwise we're going to be offended for the rest of our lives. And I was like, okay. So I ate it and it was gluten-free and I was like, I can't do gluten. They're like, okay, we especially made you this gluten-free pakora, which had been deep fried. I felt ill for about 3 days. I was like, I shouldn't have done that. It was not good. But, I did it at the time. I could have said no and, offended them. But it was just what you do. So it's never going to be perfect and you are going to mess up sometimes, but it's okay. It doesn't matter because, our digestion actually recovers pretty well, hopefully most of the time. Give it a few days or something and, you'll feel better. Hands up here who's kind of felt like they're trying to listen to their own body already. All of you, fantastic. That's amazing. Some people are just I have no idea what my body's saying. And it can be confusing. We have weird cravings. We have food addictions. We're all drug addicts. We're all addicted to food in some way or another. Like gluten and bread has the same as opium on our bodies, on our brains. Sugar is like cocaine. Cheese is addictive. Even soy is addictive. Brown rice. I used to be terribly addicted to gluten and brown rice were my big things. If you've got these food addictions and you start going off them and then you get really stressed out, you start craving them again. It's like smoking. If you're a smoker and you try giving up smoking, you get really stressed. The first thing you want to do is have a cigarette. And food is like that. So I would say the first thing you need to do really is listening to your body, is also address your food addictions and your stress triggers. Because if you understand that, you can be like, okay, I'm really binging right now. And even do it now, I'm really stressed. Oh my God, I could eat a whole pizza right now. But I'm not going to have a raw pizza, or I'm going to have a gluten-free pizza. But the triggers are still there because that's what our minds do, the addiction, and then we eat the food and then it calms us down. It's our drug. Anyone here think they're a sugar addict?
I was.
You were? Fantastic.
But I had to work on it.
Good. That's good. I mean, you can go to cold turkey. Some people do that. Or you can do it slowly and gently and trick your body into having better sugar and better sugar and better sugar, and then you can kind of be okay. I can't have gluten at all now, but I can have rice, which I don't normally eat on its own. I have rice pasta or something very occasionally. It still doesn't feel great, but I can just about have it, and then I'm okay for a while. But when the addiction was really bad, I'd be hooked again. And I had to really pull myself off again, but just like smoking, it was really bad addiction. So, anyone here addicted to maybe white potatoes? Crave chips or something? Yeah, one person over there. What about bread? Gluten? Yeah, a lot of people are addicted to the gluten stuff.
I hope it's sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes? I don't think they're addictive, so I think you just like them maybe. Or it could be the sugar in it. So, like I said, food addictions are really important to understand. Sometimes it can be a mixture, but when you get really, really stressed, what do you crave? And my suggestion is to give yourself good binging food to start with. So if you know you're going to binge or something, you're really stressed, eat something else, like sweet potato chips are quite good.
Or look at the root cause and do some energy work and find out what's
going on. Say that, yeah.
I guess essentially, if you think about what's your association with the sweet food, it's generally right back to when you're a child, and it's something like it's the pacifier, it's love, and the savoury stuff can be linked back to the stability and security. So it's back to attachment stuff from being a child, and instead of having mum and dad there giving us the love we need, we've replaced it with a lollipop and a bar of chocolate and a pizza. So it's
absolutely. Yeah, I was just going to say that. So obviously food-wise you can do that, but then you need to look at the underlying cause, and eventually you have to work on what's triggering it and that kind of stuff. EFT is amazing. I use EFT with people a lot. And so when you understand that trigger's getting there, you calm yourself down, and hopefully you won't need to binge. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I'd like you to do some sharing if that's okay with someone. So try and partner up with somebody that you haven't come with, if that's okay. Meet somebody new, and first of all, I'd just like you to share with them your experience. So take turns, one and then the other. Take turns in explaining what your journey is so far with food. Have you come across any particular issues? What is it that you would like to kind of work on? Is there any particular thing you've come here this evening? Obviously, intuition you want to work on, but anything in particular that you're struggling with? Is it addiction or trying different foods? And then just have a little bit of a share. Okay? Okay, so go and find someone. If there's lots of people at the back as well. If you want to partner up with them as well, you can do because they're joining in. I brought my singing bowl last time, I forgot it this time. So was it nice to share with somebody? Yeah, it's always good to get feedback, something you might have tried and thought, oh, that's quite interesting. And also it's just nice not to be the only health freak in the village, isn't it? Yeah. Quite often you're the only person in your workplace or in your family maybe that's kind of on this kind of wants to get healthy and you're looked at a bit strangely. So I think social support is really amazing and really important to speak to other people on a similar kind of journey. Everyone's very different obviously, but it's just nice to speak to other people and see what they have done and know how they've kind of worked things out. So next I'd like to take you through a bit of a meditation. How many people here meditate already? A few people? Fantastic, yeah. Okay. Now meditation isn't about like don't think, okay? It's a state of being, okay? So really it's about being meditative. So it's being in a state where you actually feel really relaxed, really calm and just really, really peaceful. So it's not about emptying your thoughts. You can still have random thoughts popping in and out, but it doesn't matter. They just kind of go through like a river and pop out the other side and just kind of observe your thoughts. There's a couple of meditation techniques that I personally like that are quite good, that help a lot of people. One is listening. So if you literally just stop and you just listen and listen as far out as you can, it creates a lot of stillness in your mind because you're focusing on, okay, what can I hear versus what's going on in your mind like this. That can really help. And two, getting your body to do something rather than just sit there going, stop thinking. Like breathing is really, really powerful. So long, slow breaths. It doesn't have to be deep, because sometimes if you're stressed, you're like, take a big deep breath. It can cause more anxiety. So long, slow breaths, really thinking, a bit of massage maybe on your tummy, getting people to do massage on your tummy, gentle yoga and stretching, getting into your body. So whatever helps you get into that state. Being in nature is also incredibly calming. So bringing you from a state up here, so 10 is like the most stressed you can be, hopefully not 10 right now, but pretty high, and just bringing your state really, really low, really, really calm. And when you're in that state, that's when you can start listening to your body, finding out what's really going on, are there aches or pains, really listening to your intuition. So hands up here who's felt what you think is your intuition in your life before. Yeah, you mostly felt it. Sometimes you're not quite sure. Yeah, you felt it. It could be like, sometimes like gut instinct. It's not always in your tummy, but sometimes you're just a sense of knowing. When I was ill, I was like I just knew and sensed that my nutrition wasn't good, and that I needed to change it. So it's that sense inside you of like something here that's not right. You've been going to the doctors and that kind of stuff, and you're just like, no, there's something not quite right. Or before an interview, you get really nervous and jittery and that kind of stuff. So this intuition that actually we know this stuff. It's in our bodies. And later on, we're going to do kinesiology, which is really, really fun. Anyone here done kinesiology before? One person has? No? This is going to be really fun. It's really good fun. It's basically just muscle testing. Yeah, so we've done muscle testing and asking your body exactly what it wants. It's going to be really, really fascinating. It's really good. So get comfortable. Uncross your legs if that's more comfortable for you and put your legs on the ground. If you have anything to skip to. Make sure you're comfortable. If you want to move chairs a bit, there's a bit more space so you can make sure you get some elbow space. Stick. Okay, now I'd like you to put your hands on your tummy. And I don't want you to take big breaths, I just want you to take nice long breaths. Nice and relaxed, close your eyes. And when you're breathing in, just every time you breathe in, try and lift your hands so you really feel that the air is going into your tummy, so you're raising your tummy up and down. Don't force anything, just allow for now. And now just take a couple of longer breaths. And as you breathe out with a little sigh, breathing out any tension, anything that's worried you through the day, any feelings of anxiety. If you have any tense muscles, just relax into it. Let that tension go as much as you can. And now again, another couple of more long breaths right into your tummy, down into your pelvis. And now focus on the area inside your tummy, the core of your body, where you feel your gut instinct. And just breathe in a nice relaxed way and just really focus on this area. Just observe it for now. How's it feeling right now, just on a superficial level? Is it hungry? Is it full? Is it thirsty? Is it enjoying that nice fiery ginger shot you just had? Or the rather delicious tomato with sunflower cheese? And I want you to go a little bit deeper and just feeling the energy of that area of your body. How's your body really feeling? Are you tired? Is your energy a little bit low? Is there something ongoing inside of you that needs to be addressed? So maybe it's something that your body is needing. Maybe nutritionally your body wants to stop eating particular food or needs more of something else. Now I want you to imagine how you would love to feel. So do you want more energy? Do you want to feel lighter? To move better? Just imagine right now if you could have a wish, how would you love to feel? And imagine that you are feeling that right now. Imagine every cell in your body is feeling that feeling. Could be you just want to feel nourished and alive. You want to feel peaceful and rested. You want to feel pain-free. Or just have more energy. Allow your body to really feel and imagine what it'd be like to feel that feeling. Now take a nice long breath. And just sigh, breathe out. And again. Just breathe out with a nice big relief of, oh yeah, feeling that feeling. Feels really good. And now I want you to ask your body, ask your intuition, what is it that you need to do so that you can feel that? And just wait for an answer. It may be a word, or a food, or even a colour. It could just be a feeling of something. Just observe what it is that your body is really telling you. Take another long breath. And as you breathe out with a bit of reassurance, just telling your body that you're now going to listen to it. And I'm sorry for not listening to you before enough. It may be that you just need a hug. It could be that you need some more sleep. It might just be that you just need a bit of rest. Or it could be a nice raw food smoothie. Or a holiday in the sunshine. Okay, one more nice long breath. And breathe out with a sigh of relief of knowing, oh yeah, just know what your body needs right now. Just allow yourself to breathe and feel every part of your body right now. And just observe if there's anything else going on inside your body. Maybe in your back, your neck, your head, your legs. Just breathe and observe. And now feel your body sitting on the chair. Feel your feet. And take 3 nice long deep breaths into your tummy. And fill your chest at the same time. And just give your feet a little wiggle. Feel yourself back in the room. Feel the weight of your body. Feel how your head is resting on your neck. Feel your hands. Take another breath in and feel your tummy rise up under your hands. And just allow your shoulders to relax, your whole body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And just sit there nice and calmly for a little bit. Feel nice? So really, this is the state you should be in while you're eating. Because if you're not really relaxed when you're eating, you're also not going to digest properly. So as close to this nice relaxed state as possible, this is what you should be feeling. Does it feel nice? Do you feel connected to your body?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody want to share what they felt, what their body was telling them? Don't have to share if you don't want to, but you can if you'd like to. Anybody like to share? Go ahead.
Yeah, I felt it before I came here a little bit bloated. And now I was doing this and relaxing, I just felt it started to work.
Really?
Just really, I felt like bloated in my back, in my belly, you know, really like that you're like a balloon, and now it's just all soothed. I don't know.
Fantastic.
Yeah, felt really good. Yeah.
Amazing. So you need relaxation.
Yeah.
You need to relax and allow your body to digest. Fantastic. It's really, really good. So yeah, when you're relaxed, you can digest properly. You can't digest, and even when you're running around, catching the tube, that kind of stuff, you know, your body can tense up. You know, your blood goes everywhere else, and you can't digest properly. So it's good. So you know, every day you should do that meditation, and you'll unwind, and the bloating will go. Fantastic. Anyone else want to share? Do you want to share?
Yes, I mean, I surprised myself because I practice meditation every day, and I haven't done it for a while in a group practice. But actually, I was so calm, and I was surprised how deep I went into my meditation, and it was a really nice revelation because I didn't realize, but very quickly I went very deep and just being completely, even not realizing what's around me. So it's good.
Did your body tell you anything?
My body was relaxed already, so I don't know. And when I came here, I felt very good energy. So I'm very responsive to energies, and so I feel very good actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shane. That's great.
But what would you recommend for doing that at home? Because I don't have you at home.
I'm actually trying to record it. I'm actually trying to record a meditation, so it's going to be like on our YouTube videos, so you can actually do it. I mean, on YouTube there are loads of guided meditations, which can really help. You can talk through yourself. Sometimes you can do a guided meditation, but if you just sit and practice, just breathing sometimes really helps. Just sit there and literally sit there and going to go right. I'm going to do lots of long breaths, put on some relaxing music, and that will help to trigger your body to go into that state of relaxation. Because sometimes when we do meditation, we sit there and it's to clear the mind. It's not actually to get into the body. Sometimes it's to kind of leave everything rather than to go into it. So really focusing on your body and really like what's going on, really asking it, it's really important. It's kind of a bit different than just, I just want to clear my mind. But doing that clears your mind anyway. So yeah, I'd recommend that. And I'll send you the link when I do the YouTube video, and then you can have it on tap. Yes, Daniel? You just wanted to share?
I could feel anxiety from today because I didn't get everything done what I needed to get done today at work, and actually needed to be done by Monday. So tomorrow will be an interesting day. I mean, it was a good day. I invested a lot of time with a colleague, teach him how to do things. So it was.
Was it affecting your body? Did you feel the anxiety kind of affecting your digestion or anything else? Or was it just?
It also what I think my body told me I need a bit of water.
That's good. Fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah, it was really anxiety from today. The time pressure to start something new on Monday.
And it's still locked in your body. And that goes to show as well, like even when you finish work, your body can hold that stress, that anxiety, that kind of stuff as well. So it's good to release it and let it go. Do you feel more relaxed now? Good.
Yeah, because I know that tomorrow I need to catch up what I've done today.
That's good.
2 hours I've spent with my colleague today, I need to somehow fit into the day.
I'm sure you'll do it. Does anybody else want to share what they saw? Don't have to. So I want to share with you a few things that other people have done it with, and I've done it with previous people. So some people it is literally my body's crying out for water. That's all it needs. And sometimes we can get confused between water and food. because our body's very easily switched off the thirst reflex. So sometimes it's just like you're craving to eat more food and you're feeling hungry when actually you're thirsty. So if you feel like you're needing more food and you're a little bit low in energy, try drinking more water and see if that works, and then have the food a bit later on. And quite often that normally helps a lot. Sometimes it's literally like love, connection, hugs. That can really help a lot of people. Sometimes it's literally just your body needs to sleep, and sometimes we try and keep our body awake by overstimulating it, with like chocolate, coffee, that kind of stuff. Sometimes you try and rest, even like alcohol, that kind of stuff, to try and get you to a relaxed state, but actually it doesn't really relax you enough. Sometimes people can just see green. I had this guy recently, he's like, I just see green, I just need to eat everything that's green. Like, great, that's what your body's crying out for. So yeah, just really listen to your body, and if you practice it, and if you're not used to doing it, you'll seem pretty in tune anyway, but if you're not used to doing it, the more you practice, the more in tune you'll get. So doing this before you eat your meal is really, really important as well, and it gets you into that relaxed state before you eat. I would suggest maybe not doing it when you've already made the food, because your body might not want it after that. But just get yourself into that calm state, and just doing some 3 to 5 long breaths can be really good. Doing some gentle like stretching as well can help your body to relax and get in tune. As I said, doing that listening meditation, you sit there and you try and listen as far as you can go, can also help you to get into this state of relaxation. But yeah, just tuning into your body and really, really asking what's going on. And if something pops up, like if you were feeling bloated, doing it, thinking, okay, right, I'm feeling really bloated, let's tune into this time. What is it that I need? Is it just tense? It might just be everything's tense inside and you need to relax. Is it that you need water and you're holding on to anxiety or whatever it is? So if something pops up, it's a really good time to just tune in and see what's going on, because there's always a reason. Bloating quite often is normally stress related. I've seen some people recently, and actually their diet is really good, but they're getting terrible bloating. And I did an abdominal massage, got them to do the relaxation, breathing, meditation, and their bloating just goes away almost instantly. So sometimes it's not the food that we're eating, actually, it's other things that are causing some of the issue. And if that happens, then also you're not absorbing the food that you are eating. So you might be eating amazing food, but you're not even allowing it to be digested, let alone absorbed and and utilised properly in your body. Okay. Anyone else want to share anything before we move on? If it's anything personal you want to talk to me, you can come and speak to me afterwards if you'd like to. Ooh, it's ringing. Is that you? Okay, so kinesiology. I love kinesiology. Can freak a bit people out, but you all look a little bit half on the woo-woo side anyway, so it's okay. I did it once to like a very straight corporate kind of people, and they're just looking like, you are crazy. But most of you have heard about it already. So basically it's just muscle testing, and it can seem a bit weird to begin with, but apart from the odd exception when your addiction monsters, as I call them, are really, really strong, okay, then it kind of messes you around. But most of the time it's really, really true. And sometimes if you're starving yourself, so I've had a few people recently and they're literally not eating enough. They're starving their bodies of nutrients, so therefore their body's craving sugar. So when you say something sugary, their body's like, oh my God, I really need it, because they desperately need calories. But obviously in healthier versions, hopefully. So you're basically asking your body, and your body can say yes and no. And you can try this blind at home. So like trained kinesiologists will have little vials, and you don't know what it is. It's just got a little label in it, and they'll hold it in your hand. And that's how they test for like intolerances and things like that. And they'll ask your body, yes, no. And it can tell you if wheat intolerant, dairy intolerant, all those kind of things. So most of the time, most of us shouldn't be eating dairy because it's built for baby cows and not for humans. Most of us, whether you're intolerant or not, really, it probably isn't that great for you. So if you've got anything wrong with you, I would suggest go off dairy as much as you can to start with and see how you feel. If you want to go through a transition, go for like organic first of all, grass-fed, as pure as possible, and then go on to like dairy-free alternatives. Gluten as well. The reason why a lot of people react to gluten most of the time is because most of the standard gluten in bread has been genetically modified like crazy. If you go for like real kind of like organic wholemeal, there's a type of wheat called kamut wheat, and apparently it's a really ancient form. It hasn't been messed around with very much. Sourdough, that kind of stuff, like gluten-free bread's generally a lot better for you. So any kind of digestive issues, go gluten-free for a while and see how you feel. Doesn't mean you can't never eat it again. I don't really like the whole kind of label thing of just like label yourself this and like, oh my God, I'm just going to be vegan, that's it for the rest of your life. Or it's going to be raw for that. Just go with the flow, go with what your body eats. Sometimes it's not always possible to go with whatever. And as humans, we tend to beat ourselves up for really stupid things. So don't give yourself another thing to beat yourself up about. If anyone asks you, oh, so what are you? I just kind of like, I eat for whatever's right for my body most of the time. You can say whatever you want, really. So we're going to ask our bodies. I'm going to get a volunteer to come up. And there's 2 ways of doing it. So we're going to get you to do the arm thing first. in pairs, and then I'm going to get you to do the forwards and backwards thing, and that's a little bit better to do at home, obviously, on your own. But the arm thing is a bit more testing to begin with. So who would like to be my volunteer? You put your hand up first. You wanted to go too, didn't you?
No.
You didn't. You second. You put your hand up first. It's up to you. You can fight it out much yourselves. Okay, come on. Okay. So I use this a lot in my work, and it's really, really good. It's really powerful. Basically, your body knows. And somebody that said like, oh yeah, but it's just working your subconscious. Yes, that's right. It's working your subconscious. So much of the time we're just like, yes, no, it's in our conscious mind, but you're asking your subconscious, which is, most of the time, isn't it? We're going to bypass your conscious mind of going, do you like dairy? Do you not like dairy? Don't know who that is. It's not me. And we're going to ask. So basically, you're going to put your arm up, and I want you to resist against me, okay, as much as you can. Okay, nice and strong, nice and strong. So that's her nice and strong. So I want you to give me a food that you like, that you know your body likes, like a healthy, natural food.
Broccoli.
Broccoli, okay. So that's nice and strong for broccoli. It's fantastic. Okay, now give me a food that you know your body probably doesn't like.
Meat.
Meat, okay. So I'm pushing exactly the same, but she can't do it. Go on, try. I'm not, you're not even really pushing, yeah? So her body's basically like, ugh, don't like the wheat. Okay, let's try dairy. Yeah, same. Try something healthy that isn't wheat or dairy, that you know your body probably isn't so keen on.
Please?
Peas? Did you say peas?
No, I didn't understand.
Oh, sorry. So a good food that you know, healthy food that maybe your body doesn't like. Like, are you okay with bananas, avocados? Keep going up. Hold it really strong.
I like everything.
You like everything, okay. Let's just go through right now. Anything you don't like that's healthy, that you're not so keen on?
I like everything.
Okay, let's just try some fruits that you might not like. Okay, so hold it really strong. Hold it really strong. Okay, so mangoes?
Yes.
Yeah, bananas? Oh, yeah, that's really some. Someone like, yeah, it's really strong.
No.
Pineapple? And this could be now, okay? So I've done it on myself before. My body didn't want bananas in the morning, but in the afternoon, my body was okay with bananas, okay? So it's right now that you might not want pineapple, okay? Let's try another one. Chocolate? No. Raw chocolate? Not so good, actually, on the raw chocolate.
Don't need it every time.
Let's just try. Okay, so really strong. Cacao? A little bit weak, Raw cacao, by the way, you do need to be a bit careful of. When I first went raw, I was like, oh my God, I can have chocolate and everything, this is great. And I went a bit too far. I was a bit like, whoa, okay. It's a little bit too much like having tons of coffee. So it is still a stimulant for your body. It's not, the caffeine isn't activated, but it is still a bit of a stimulant. So when you first start having it, it's a really good transition, so you can still have chocolate, but don't have too much of it. Especially if you're quite, adrenal and a bit anxious anyway, just have a bit less, or have it mixed with carob.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try with carob. Hold up. So carob, that's nice and strong for carob, so maybe we have more carob. Ginger, yeah, ginger's strong. Okay, so you can see what it's like. So get the person to, first of all, hold it up. If your arm gets tired, swap arms. Hold it up first and just normally hold up as much as you can, and then do it for something that you know that you like, a nice strong response, and then try it for other things. You can do the whole wheat dairy thing. Most people are going to react badly to wheat, dairy, meat, that kind of stuff. But is there any particular that you don't like that you can test your body on? Like some people actually are okay with gluten, some people aren't. Some people are okay with oats, some people aren't. So just test out a few things that you're not quite sure about, and see how your body feels. Okay?
I had someone also coming in my home and opening my fridge and taking things and putting it on my stomach.
Yeah, we're going to do that next.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We're going to do that next, don't worry. Okay, so get into partners. Again, if you want to swap partners and get with somebody new that you haven't met before, that'd be great. Okay?
Thank you.
If you need any help, just let me know. I'm going to come up. If you've got enough space, try and stand up because it makes you a bit stronger. But if you're more comfortable sitting down, that's fine. Hi. Hi, I'm Leah. Nice to meet you. Okay, all right. Join in, guys. Yes, fine. Okay, come on. Just find someone. Daniel, maybe? Do you want to come? Okay, how's everyone feeling? Need my bowl. Does anyone want to share how that felt for them? Did you find it good? Helpful? Few surprises? No surprises? Few things like, yeah, I know that already. Just need to listen to it now. Yeah? And good. So practice, friends and family at home, stuff that's quite good. So we're now going to do the next one. And I do this in shops. It does look a little bit weird. but I don't care because it works for me. For a while, I was like buying courgettes, and they just sit in the fridge and I just wouldn't use them. I was like, what's going on? You know, my mind's like, I want to eat courgettes, and it's like my body just doesn't want it. Simple as that. So tuning into your body and this is a really simple thing. And again, it does take a bit of time. So to begin with, it took me a bit of time. So holding the food can make a big difference. It can really help because you're kind of like really tuning to the energy of the food. Does my body want this? Yes, no. And like I said, you know, it can be time of day. Okay, so sometimes in the morning you don't want certain things, but in the afternoon you do, or after exercise you want more fruit. Okay, so, but in that moment you can really ask your body, and it can really help because sometimes you're in your head, oh my God, what do I eat? Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I can only grab a sandwich and that's all I can eat. You know, maybe your body doesn't want it, but if that's all you can eat at the time, you know, at least if you know this isn't quite so good, maybe next time I can make an improvement. But in that moment, if you can make a choice and you know you've got the right foods and stuff, you can ask your body what it is. So it's very, very simple. You basically stand and relax, and you've got like an energy center below your belly button. It's called your lower dantian. And basically, if you hold the food and just really relax, so I'm going to imagine something right now. It's interesting. So I'm thinking of mangoes. My body doesn't actually want mangoes. So if your body doesn't want something, you go backwards. So be careful. No one's fallen over yet, but it's really strong. Okay, so be careful where you are. So my body doesn't want mangoes because it's a bit cooling. Okay, so pineapple. I've already had pineapple today. My body wants pineapple. Really strong. Gluten? No, definitely not. Dairy? No. It's really, really strong. But obviously I practice this as well. It's incredibly strong. If I go into the fridge sometimes, I'm like, no, definitely not. So tune into this, like I said, you can hold the food. You can do it when you're shopping. You can do it before you eat something, before you make some food, or eventually you'll be able to do it now. So we're going to practice now, imagining the food in front of you. And it can just be a really subtle thing of like, yes, no. And I even do it on menus sometimes. It might sound a little bit weird, but I'll go down a menu. Yes, no, and kind of like really imagine the food. I'm like, yes, that sounds good, no. And yes, obviously I don't listen to it all the time, but if you really want to tune into your body, it's a really handy tool to kind of give you that tool of like, I'm really going to listen to my body totally now. You know, what does my body really want? Sometimes it just doesn't want anything. You know, sometimes it's just like, I'm just happy with water or green juice or something like that. It can be really simple because quite often we eat when actually we don't need to. So really, it really kind of clears out all that mental stuff of like, oh, what do I need to eat now? I need to make something really simple. Sometimes my body really just wants one thing and that's it. And it can be really, really simple. So yeah, so I want you to tune in and practice that now. Okay, so stand up. Make sure you got a bit of room. You're not going to fall back on somebody or fall over a chair or something. And just get really comfortable in your feet. And the key is to relax and let go. So the more you just relax and just allow your body to move and sway. Sometimes you can have a food when your body's just like, yeah, it's neither here or there. It's not going to do any damage. Don't particularly need it. You know, you're just going to be in the middle. If your addiction monsters are going a bit crazy, you might get something for cake or something. But like I said, you can get really specific. So it can be cake, raw cake, vegan cake, gluten-free cake. You know, you can then go through the ingredients so you can get really specific about stuff. You know, if you're doing it for meat, you can do grass-fed, organic. You know, does your body want that kind of stuff if you need to? Okay, so just really relax. Put your hands in front of you. So you can either imagine you're holding the food like this, or you can just hold below your belly. Just do a couple of breaths just to really relax and get into your body. Really tune into your body again, that deep area of your body. And now, obviously you've done a bit of kinesiology, so you know what your body does like, so test it out. So imagine the food in front of you, a food that you do like, that your body likes, and just allow yourself to go. Or a food that you haven't tested yet. That was a good, I see some people falling forwards, that's good. And it doesn't have to be a massive, it can be a really subtle movement, just like a gentle pull forwards or a push backwards. My body's just very in tune now. I've been doing this for a long time. And now imagine a food that you know that your body probably doesn't like. It's not quite so good for you. Your taste buds might like it, but actually your body doesn't like it. Like I said, it could even be in the moment like now, your body might not want to eat. Good, lots of movement, that's good. Just really relax and just allow your body to tune in. You can ask it specifics as well, so if you've got a digestive issue or you want more energy, you can kind of say, will this food give me more energy? And it can be a positive yes is going forwards and a no is going backwards usually. Fantastic, and now just go through a few things that you'd like to test out. You can say, is the wheat causing my digestive discomfort? It can be yes or no. Really allow your body to tell you what's going on. Brilliant. Seeing lots of movement, that's great. Again, it takes time and practice, so just practice every day. Hold some food in the house and just see what your body feels. Okay, go through a few more things, and then whenever you're ready, just gently open your eyes and sit down whenever you're ready. How did that feel? You were moving a lot. Yeah, so again, it's just another tool. Again, it does take practice. So seriously, go home, hold some random things, and it might be that your body doesn't want it right then, but really tune into the food. And if you get into that kind of like, yes, my body wants this, no, it doesn't, it's just a really handy tool if you're really not sure, or if you've got a particular issue that you're like, do you know what, this isn't good for me right now. My body just doesn't want it, then obviously you still have a choice, you can still do it if you want to, but at least you know then, okay, my body's not quite happy with this. Or, you know, if you've got a particular problem and you just want to, you know, go free of a few things for a while, just do this and really cleanse out your body. And like I said, it could be just that your body wants water, could be that, you know, you don't need to eat for a while. Yeah.
And if you are like, for example, in a supermarket or a shop
Yep.
where there are some salads,
Yep.
you take one.
Yep.
Does that work?
Yeah, do the same, exactly the same. I mean, it's a bit more tricky sometimes if you've got a big meal or something that's got a lot of things in it, but definitely just ask your body. Just go all the way through. You don't have to kind of sit there for ages going, does it? No. I just kind of hold the food or touch it or just hold it and kind of like, does my body resonate with this right now or not? And you'll get a feeling. I said it does take a bit of practice, but the more relaxed you are, that's the key, is to kind of really relax, really tune in. Does my body want this? Does it not? And it can be a bit confusing sometimes, but the more you tune into it, it does get much, much easier and much doing. You know, you can go through and go, yes, that feels good, or no, that doesn't. You know, it can get really strong. So I think if you really want to get into your intuitions, there are really a couple of handy tools to do. And if you're not quite sure, you can get someone to test it. You can even do it blind. So you can hold a bit of the food or hold a little bag or something with it in it, and you don't actually know what's in it, and you get someone else to test you, yes, no, and then you actually know what it is if you want to do it blind. But you all seem pretty sensitive and just kind of relaxing and going with the flow. So that was really good. So yeah, just test it as much as you can, and you'll really feel. And then after a while, sometimes I don't even do the whole thing because I just know intuitively what my body feels like it needs, or it wants, or something like that. And I mean, sometimes it can get confusing. So for instance, if I'm on the computer a lot doing event stuff during the day, obviously I don't really need to eat. I have a smoothie in the morning or a juice and I'm kind of fine. And then I go out and do loads of body work and run around. I'm like, oh God, okay, right, I should have eaten a bit more. So it doesn't always think that you're going to be completely perfect for the rest of your lives, but it just gives you that tool if you really want to tune in and really ask your body, versus running around and doing what your head thinks. A client of mine asked the other day, he says, you know, sometimes I just feel like I don't need to eat until about lunchtime. I was like, then don't do it. You know, you have a sedentary job, you haven't really burnt off any calories, you know, you don't really need to eat. Why would you? You know, if that's what's worked for your body. I have one friend and he only has one meal a day. He's tuned into his body so much that now he just has one massive lunch, and that suits him for the rest of the day. If he eats anything like past 2 o'clock, he just gets bloated. So he's just like, I just don't need to eat. My body's just telling me I'm satisfied with one meal. Some people have to eat masses in the morning, and then they're fine for the rest of the day. Occasionally my body feels, well, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I really need a whole meal. And I have like what I would have at lunchtime or an evening, and then that just suits me, and I'm fine then for the rest of the day. I don't need to eat into the evening. So it can be a bit random. It's never just completely pure of like, oh, I don't need to eat until 12 o'clock ever. But just really listen to your body, because I say, you know, your nutritional needs change. If you're exercising a lot, you know, if you're, you know, pregnant, someone who's pregnant or breastfeeding versus someone who's an athlete versus someone who's, you know, sitting in a desk all day, you know, very different nutritional needs. So address what your body needs for everything else. And it can be tricky in families because, you know, you're trying to wait one meal and everyone has the same thing. You know, it's kind of like, it's a bit rude, isn't it, to kind of eat something else. But, you know, if that's really what your body needs, you have to kind of make different meals and, you know, adjust different things to different people. That's okay to do socially. I always give the example, you know, when you go to a restaurant with somebody, you know, most of the time people choose different foods, don't they? Yeah, so why can't you do that at home? You know, yes, for the person cooking is a bit of a nightmare. Growing up, there's always one person who's vegetarian, one person who's vegan. There's always like a couple of things, you know, kind of on the go. But the more you tune into your body, and you just have to get a bit more like this is what I'm going to eat. Now, sometimes if you go into like a normal restaurant, you can there's always a couple of things on the menu. So I find like hummus and olives are normally okay. Occasionally the odd green salad. In London, it's actually quite easy to go gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, that kind of stuff. But you can always phone ahead, ask the chef what's going on, or you can say to them, do you mind if you make this for me, that kind of stuff. So you can kind of get around it. If you tell your family, for instance, sometimes they might think you're a little bit weird. I had a friend the other day who went to them and they just literally gave him a plate of apples. And he was like, thanks, that's really, heartfelt. He's just like, you can eat that, can't you? It's raw. And then it's like, yes, thank you. Some people really go to town, I made you this amazing raw meal. I'm like, thank you didn't need to do that, but okay. But the more you can do it, the better in your own life, instead of listening to your mind and going, what's routine, listening to your own body, you'll start investigating. And obviously if you're a little bit unsure to begin with about, oh my God, how do I make this stuff that my body wants? There are classes and courses all over London that you can do. Like I said, I'm doing a raw winter one at the end of this month. If you're interested, the information is over there. So you can just learn how to make really simple stuff. And a lot of raw stuff and vegan stuff is actually really easy to make, but the idea of it is really hard. But once you start learning how to make it, it's actually really simple. And people say to me, oh my God, it must take hours for you, slaving over, knives and chopping, preparing. I was like, actually, no, all the meals I make are really, really simple and literally make a matter of minutes to make for myself. I don't actually spend that long making food. So you can do things that are really, really quick and easy to do. So I would like to finish with a bit of meditation again, if that's okay. So just get comfortable. Close your eyes. It's totally up to you. If you want to put your hands on your tummy again, you can do, but if not, just relax and just get comfortable. And take some nice, long, slow breaths. And as you breathe out, just breathe out with a little bit of a sigh, relaxing your whole body. And just feel and absorb everything that we've talked about this evening. Tuning into your body. Relaxing your mind. Asking your body what it needs. And just remember this feeling really connected, feeling really in your body. Feeling like you're really in tune. And just reassure your body that you're going to keep tuning in as much as you can every day. And you're going to give it the nourishment, whether that be food, water, love, nature, oxygen, by breathing more, whatever it needs, that you're going to tune in and look after it better. And take 2 nice long deep breaths right into your tummy. And relax and breathe out through your mouth. And again, once more, breathe out through your mouth. And I want you just to imagine now 1 or maybe 2 things that you're going to do from now on to help nourish your body even more. So it could be just going to promise yourself that you're going to do this meditation and tuning in every day, or you're going to give it some of the yummy food that it really wanted tonight, or you're just going to breathe, experiment with different things. Take 1 more deep breath in and breathe out. And as you do that, start to move your feet. Wiggle your fingers, roll your shoulders. Feel yourself sitting on the chair, feel the weight of your feet. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Does that feel nice? Great. So try and stay as relaxed as you can in this state. And like I suggest, if you can get into this relaxed state before you eat a meal, that will really help. Try and do it on a regular basis through the day, just to tune into your body and what it needs. Really listen to your body. Don't worry about other people. Get a bit kind of like, no, this is my body, I'm going to do what I need for it. Because everybody's very, very different. And even when you get advice from professionals and stuff, you can kind of go, okay, that feels right, or maybe that doesn't feel right, or okay, just listen to your own body, what's needed. Same with supplements. I say chemical supplements aren't really good for you, but natural supplements like powders and oils and things like that can be really good. But again, tune into what you need. Pay attention to your cravings. So either is it an addiction, so you're really stressed, you need to work on your anxiety levels. Is it other emotional stuff that maybe needs a bit of work? Is it that you're actually craving something that you need? So for instance, some people can crave salt, and actually it's because they need magnesium. Or us women around the time of the month, we crave chocolate. Actually, you might need some more iron and magnesium again. So pay attention to your cravings. What is it that's really telling you? And again, tuning in, so is this because it's a stress response and I want to emotionally eat? Or is it actually a real craving and my body's trying to tell me something? Sometimes it can be an underlying thing if something's not quite right that needs work on. And just experiment and enjoy lots of different foods. There's an amazing amount of raw vegan cafes and stuff in London with loads of amazing things. You can experiment, with lots of things, but asking your body first what it needs can really, really help. Most of you are probably already on the meetup anyway. I've got 2 meetup groups, not to confuse you if you're on the wrong one, doesn't matter. So there's Raw Fest community and then the Raw Food community. Both do the same events, I put them on everything. So we do social events. So actually next month we're going to do a social event here as well. Also in Bantra. Bantra is also an amazing space. So it's just, again, you just come in, you just eat amazing food and you just get to know other people and just chat to other people on a similar journey. It can be really, really helpful. And it's just nice to feel normal occasionally. If you don't feel very normal in the outside world, so to speak. We do loads of different things. There's classes and socials and that kind of stuff. When it gets warmer, we do picnics, and obviously then Raw Fest is happening next year, so lots of different things coming on. I've got my leaflet over there as well. I offer everyone on my meetup groups and comes to the events I do, I offer you concession prices. So if you're interested in coaching or body work or healing or anything else that I can help you with, then just let me know. But you can message me anytime if you've got any odd questions and stuff. I'm happy to answer you and give you links or whatever. But if you want any other healing work or body work or anything, then you can ask me. Okay. If you've got any other questions at the end, you can come in and ask me. But apart from that, mingle, enjoy, have some more food. There's some nibbles here if you want to finish those, and there's loads of amazing food up there. The cakes are to die for. And that's it for the evening. Enjoy, and we shall see you very soon. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you. Bye.